Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bridges at Home. We're going to start today by setting the tone together of how we want to be together, how we want to have conversations, things that will help us connect in the best ways. With all our yes efforts, we exist with our values as the foundation of all that we do. Unconditional love, everyone is welcomed as they are and loved as they are. Community, we want to create a supportive space here where everyone feels that they belong. And empowerment. Everything we do together and discuss together is for the sake of being equipped to serve the people we encounter every day in our lives. So we want to prioritize listening with our whole self, our eyes, ears, the way we are together, our posture, our heart, and listening without judgment, interruption, or advice. We want to try our best to pass up 3 opportunities to bring the conversation to ourselves. Sometimes me too can feel like a really great connecting point, but what it does is stunt the conversation. It tells the other person that it's my turn to speak every time I say me too. So look for opportunities where it's time to share and to allow the person in front of you that's talking to continue to share. This is also an opportunity to find ways to disagree in a really connecting and fruitful way. So something we can think about is replacing I disagree with something else. For instance, something I've thought about is I hear that. Now, what I've noticed, seen, or experienced in my life is I've never thought about that. Tell me more. Then follow with another way to look at that is, right? So when we're having healthy disagreements, we're not even saying the word disagree. We're sharing what our thoughts are and we're welcoming the thoughts of others. So we want to create spaces where people can feel like they can share with honesty and be courageous. You can struggle, doubt, work through whatever your reality is. In community, we don't minimize struggle or dismiss it. We want to normalize sharing and processing our struggles so that they can be faced and burdens can be shared and ultimately lifted. Mr. Rogers says that anything that's mentionable is manageable. We build community by showing up for each other and letting everyone be where they are. We want to try our best to not make assumptions about anyone's spiritual life or relationship with God and the church. No one has to pretend. We want to create a space where everyone can really share where they are. There's no spiritual measuring stick that we want to hold people to. We want to give people the chance to say if they're doubting, to say if they're struggling, so that they can face it and we can support them and we can face it together. We don't want to make assumptions that anyone is at a particular place just because this is a church setting. We want to create a space where God can work in all of our lives and people feel like they can share honestly and openly. Because trust is built through vulnerability, which is difficult and risky, but worth the reward of connecting and belonging. Remember that vulnerability is different than over disclosing. Being open is being vulnerable, being willing to take a risk, right? Saying something with courage, sharing how you feel, being honest is vulnerable. Sharing the details of your circumstances, your private life, that's not vulnerability. That's just disclosing information that should remain private to you. So we can create vulnerability, know that trust is built together, and know that we're coming to the table together to create a space where everyone can feel that they can be themselves and share how they actually are. So every night that you come together, you'll reflect on the previous night, you'll have an introduction, you'll see a video on a particular topic. After you hear the topic for the night, you'll have time in small groups to connect, to look at some discussion questions together, and to share. So you'll be thinking together, learning together, and talking about your experiences, your thoughts, and welcoming the thoughts and experiences of others. Something you should use discernment about is when you're seeking specific guidance on your own personal struggles, to know that a small group isn't necessarily the place to take space for personal exploration or more one-on-one work that needs to happen. So if you're talking in community, you're talking in a small group, and something comes up, the small group leader should be able to let you know, or you should kind of take the step to say that this is something you'd like to talk about more following the Bridges night. Because sometimes things are just better talked about one-on-one, and we don't want to take all the small group time to get deeper and deeper into processing one person's needs or one person's experience or question. That's probably better addressed one-on-one. So what the small group should offer is a place to share your real experiences, those that are hurtful and helpful, without fear. We want everyone to feel that this is a space where you can process towards healing, and the rest of the group will listen. And we seek to offer guidance and support in ways that a small group of incredibly loving people can provide. Now, when you're having your bridge buddy time, some good things to think about is that you're just meeting a new person. Start by getting to know each other. Start by opening up the relationship. There is no particular role in the buddy. One isn't there to specifically offer advice or vice versa. But we want to welcome everyone's experiences. Everyone of any age has something to share. We want to get to know the person. We want to ask questions that allow us to get to know the person. And then we'll see how the relationship evolves from there. What are the things that come to the surface that are good to help each other with? What are some questions you have about connecting with people of other generations that that person can help you with? But most importantly, to think about that buddy relationship as one that can be built on openness, just getting to know the heart of the person, getting to know their experiences, being open to welcoming them into your life as a friend, as someone to mentor potentially, right? And to express your needs to each other of what would be beneficial to you in the relationship. We hope these topics are enriching for you, and we hope they're really wonderful and fruitful for your community in building connections, especially in building awareness of the experiences of people in other generations. Thank you.